Welcome to our next video in our series, Coloring in Inkscape with Mr. Burkell. So with this one, we took our tracing that we began doing in our last video with the penguin. We didn't finish it in the last video, but I'm assuming that you finished it on your own by just continuing the tracing. And once you're done with the tracing, you should have a outline of your penguin. Now, you probably do not have your outline completely clear of any color. And if it's not, then let's get to that point so that we all are starting from the same location. Now, to clear your color from your penguin, all you need to do is come down to this bottom left-hand corner where you've got this X and click on it. And that gets rid of all the color. So I'll show you what it would look like if you didn't have all the color removed. And then when you remove all the color, it becomes empty. And that way it's completely see-through. You can see the original penguin behind it. And that gives us something to start from. Now, next thing that we want to do is make sure that we have our objects all on separate layers. So we're going to go to Layers and Layers. And when we click on that, we get our Layers panel to open up. Now you should have, if you're doing the penguin, you should have the original penguin. You should have the feet on their own layer, outline on its own layer, intersection on its own layer. The eyes, beak, and bow, they could all be on their own layers or all on the same layer, doesn't matter too much. The arms on their own layer, and then I actually got rid of this, so let's go ahead and delete that. There we go. So those are all the layers that you should have, and if you're tracing a different object, you should still have something similar where your objects are on separate layers. Once we have this, we can begin coloring. And coloring is super easy in Inkscape. You've got a couple different ways that you can do it. You've got one, coloring with swatches. Now down here you've got your swatches. You've got a bunch of different little color palettes, a bunch of different squares with colors that you can easily select and change the color of your object to anything that you want it to be. So let's use the swatch to make it black or a dark gray. Yeah, we like that. That way we can still see the rest of our outline. Then the inside of our penguin's white, right? So we can come in here and pick the inner white or something a little bit darker to make it a little less blinding. That looks good. Now let's take a look at another way that we can color. Rather than coming down here and selecting these colors, we can also pick using our color picker. And all of that is, it's a little eyedropper. And you select it and you pick something somewhere else on the screen. It doesn't work outside of the screen, but you can pick anything on the inside. So for example, the toes. However, you need to have something selected first. So let's select an object such as the toes. Let's go ahead and grab our dropper and color them to be the same color as those toes. You can do the same thing with the arms, so we'll grab the arms. And we know that our arms are going to be the same color as our outside of our penguin, so we can select our color dropper and select the penguin itself, or even the inside of this section of the penguin. And then let's see what else. We know that our beak needs to be changed in colors. Well, let's take a look at another way of changing colors. Down here in the bottom left, you've got fill and stroke, and if we hit the none next to fill, that opens up the fill and stroke panel. And in there we can change the color of our fill or our stroke style. And so here's how you would change the color of the beak. We can change the lightness, we can change the saturation, we can change the color itself. That's from the Hue, Saturation, Lightness tab. You've also got RGB if you work really well with the RGB color schemes and know how to manipulate that. I find it a little more confusing. You've also got a couple different options here. I typically like to stick with hue, saturation, and lightness. And just pick somewhere in the color scheme that I'm looking for, make it a little lighter. That looks, pretty close to our original beak over there. And there are also ways that you can change this to do the gradient effect of going from a dark to a light, but that's for a different video, so we won't worry about that. So we'll add some color there using the same method we did last time. We'll go for light pink. And sometimes it's hard to get the exact pink that you're looking for. Well, that's actually pretty close. That's pretty good. All right, the last thing that I wanted to show you here is to change the outlines, because you notice that our toes have outlines down here, which is good, but nothing else, well, maybe the bow too, nothing else though really has much of an outline aside from the eyes themselves, which are just dark outlines of semicircles. So in order to change this so that all of our lines disappear, I'm going to select the entire object and go to our stroke paint and hit the X button so that all of those strokes disappear. Well, we wanted to keep the ones on the toe, so we'll bring that back. We also wanted our eyes, so we'll bring those back, but we don't want our bow, so we'll get rid of that. There we go. So now we have just the eyes selected, and we'll bring that stroke back. But we want it to be thicker. So we can start going to our stroke styles and we can change it so that it's much thicker. Let's stick with 5.0. And that gives us the penguin that we want. Hope that all made sense. Hope you enjoyed coloring with Inkscape. And this is Mr. Burkell signing out.